Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today, as part of the Skulls event, that's right, there's an event called Skulls. Used to be Skulls of the Skull Throne, but I guess that was too long, I don't know. Wouldn't fit on the t-shirt. So anyway, we got some more Total War Warhammer 3 news, and, well, there's this trailer, which you'll see there.
The Lord of Rage, born of destruction, of insatiable bloodlust. We are his savagery incarnate, the epitome of brutality, rewarded for our ferocity. Join our relentless hunt, enact the wrath of the Blood God. Unleash your fury. Blood for the Blood God! Skulls for the Skull Throne!
So, pretty cool trailer, but again, we've seen a lot of Khorne stuff already, but it's always been just sort of the generic stuff so far. Now, we've actually seen Skarbrand in action. So it's confirmed that the Legendary Lord is going to be Skarbrand, which I like, because now we have confirmation who it's going to be. But then the alternatives were him or a big dog. So I guess it makes sense that it's Skarbrand, really, when you think about it. So, who is Skarbrand? So Skarbrand, he's a greater demon, he's a bloodthirster. We have seen bloodthirsters running around already, you know, the big winged demon boys. Sort of classic demons or devils, you know, that classic look. But this one is a particular one, in particular. So this guy could just sort of cut mountains in half with a single swing of his axes. So kind of a big deal, right? Kind of a big, strong lad, but full of hubris. And so, at one point, Tzeentch manages to manipulate him to basically go, bet you could fight Khorne. And he's like, yeah, I could. I'm a big deal. And so when Khorne wasn't looking, he attacked him, which is a douche move. It's a douche move by Skarbrand there. And it didn't work. It didn't work. Barely scratched Khorne's armor. Turns out the Chaos Gods are quite powerful. Yeah, turns out that's the case. Also, when they give you all your power, they're not really going to give you more power than they possess, because that's just silly. It's just silly, frankly, especially when all of your followers are just ludicrous hooligans who are going to attack you when your back's turned. So, you know. So anyway, broke a bit of his armor, though, so he wasn't happy about that. So Khorne cursed him, right? Grabbed him by the throat and basically just sucked all the personality out of him, which I think is sort of funny, given that it's Khorne, because Khorne, as a faction, is kind of one track, right? It's not the most diverse in terms of their personality. But now Skarbrand has been stripped of all his personality, except for the rage that he was sort of occupied with when he decided, I'm gonna fight Dad. So, you know, he's been stripped of all that. And then he was thrown over a rainbow. Not actually over a rainbow, but whatever, through the realms. So pretty much over a rainbow. It just happens to be the Winds of Magic rainbow rather than a regular rainbow. But why am I talking about rainbows? I don't know. He got flew through the air for 3 days, landed, huge crater, and his wings were forever tattered. And he's now completely subsumed by rage and just goes around killing things. And turns out that's exactly what Khorne wants. And he's serving Khorne more than anyone ever has. So worked out lovely. Except this guy, livid, doesn't know why he's there. You know, he's lost, just running around killing people, and that's just what he does now. So how he's going to lead an army, I'm not really sure, but it's Khorne. So when the only thing you really need your army to do is charge and attack stuff, it's kind of a done deal. So there's Skarbrand. Drinker of Blood is his moniker, which is fun. So his rage is so powerful that it actually infects everyone around him. So anyone on a battlefield with Skarbrand will just go crazy and start hacking each other to bits. So he basically just turns everyone crazy, turns everyone to a sort of a murderous rampager. So a infectious hooligan, I suppose. So kind of cool. In fact, in the tabletop, it gave everyone hatred, which gave everyone attack bonuses. So it's just, yeah, I wonder if it's going to be map-wide attack bonuses for everybody, which could be quite fun as he infects everybody with his hatred. I think that could be really interesting to see. So just sort of augment the abilities of everyone. But of course, his army will benefit the most from direct confrontation because they're geared towards that, right? So for all the other people, they're trying to focus on skirmishing and things, and they're getting all these big buffs to their to sort of melee attack and things. I wonder if that's going to be the case. Could be quite cool. So you could end up with these weird situations where your opponent can use units irregularly because you've got them all raging. Kind of weird, right? So I'm really intrigued to see how that's going to affect things. So I think he's interesting. But it's still Khorne, so it's still pretty much just smash. Khorne smash. That's Khorne. Bless him. And so there's one other thing from this trailer, one interesting takeaway, which is that there appears to be a hero bloodletter. So there's a bloodletter character you can see it on screen now, hopefully, if I've done my job right. And so there's sort of two possibilities here, right? So one, just very simply, that could just be a hero bloodletter. Because we seem to have hero bloodthirsters, but maybe we have bloodletters as well, just because they can't really follow the usual thing with Khorne of having one hero be a sort of a melee focused hero and one being a caster, right? Because Khorne doesn't use magic. His demons don't use magic, so you can't really do that. So maybe, just maybe, they've got two different melee heroes. They've got two different demon races, I guess, covered with a hero version as well as the infantry, the standard sort of versions of them. So I wonder if that's the case, but what it also could be, which would be more interesting, is it could be a legendary hero, much like, Lord Croak or the Green Knight or something. It could be Skulltaker, which is another character from the Khorne roster. So Skulltaker is a bloodletter, right? And he's quite an interesting one because he's essentially Khorne's greatest champion. So this guy goes around, similarly to sort of Wulfric the Wanderer, he challenges people to duels. He's not really compelled to do so much as he loves it, right? This is his thing. This is what he lives for. He lives to challenge people to duels, both in the mortal and immortal realms. So it actually mentions in the army book that he tends to sort of show up outside Bretonnian castles and elven palaces and things, just because he's heard that there's someone in there that might be able to put up a worthy fight, And so far, he's won all of his duels, all of them, bar one. So there's one person that he couldn't defeat, and that was none other than Sigmar. That's right, the first emperor of the Empire. I know, emperor of an empire. Who would have thunk? So anyway, he fought Sigmar for 3 days and couldn't defeat him, and still has the scar. Apparently, even though demons are just sort of banished and become material again. No, he still has a scar from when he fought Sigmar, who's the only person who's bested him, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's a nice little story. So this guy went toe to toe with Sigmar for 3 days. Obviously, that was sort of pre-deification of Sigmar, but still, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool to hear. So yeah, that's Skulltaker. So that could be what we're seeing here. So I think that's kind of cool. Also, he's sort of a reverse Santa. So he travels with his big sack, and he fills it with skulls, which is pretty grim. So what he does is he doesn't actually kill people when he fights them. He breaks them. So he'll break their limbs until they're helpless, and then he'll grab them by the head. His hand will burst into flames and sear off all the hair and flesh and eyeballs and everything. So just the skull remains, and he'll just go and just pop it off. In the sack it goes. Khorne. It's just, yeah, the bloodthirsty bunch, aren't they? They're not very friendly. So they should make for good villains. And scary villains, Because it's a bit excessive. Which you'd think would be more Slaaneish's thing, but no, they're all a bit excessive in their own ways. So yeah, that's what we've seen from the trailer today. Those are my takeaways from it. Other than that, I haven't really seen anything particularly unique, except, there is the Chaos Spawn. There seems to be Chaos Spawn in a flavour of Khorne, and at one point we do see a single Chaos Spawn on its own, which I think is interesting. So I don't know if there's maybe a hero Chaos Spawn, or maybe they've just got a big Chaos Spawn, because there are sort of giant Chaos Spawn, but the fact that it just looks like a Chaos Spawn, the one that's sort of on his own. I feel like if they were going to make like a souped up version, they wouldn't just make the old model a bit bigger, you know? That seems lazy, but you never know. You never know how they padded out the roster in various ways, because demon armies, there's not a huge amount of variety, you know, in the source material. I mean, in a lot of the, you know, accompanying novels and books stuff, there's like, you know, other bits and bobs they could use. But just in terms of the army books, you know, demons was, all 4 were one book. So it's not a huge range. So I do wonder how they're going to pad it out and sort of increase the versatility and the variety. So Chaos Spawn seem to be one thing they're doing, which I rather like. I think that's nice to see them there. They fill a cool niche, a sort of monstrous infantry. So should be good fun. So that's it. That's it from the trailer. That's all I have spotted. Anyway, that's all that stood out to me. But if stuff stood out to you, then let me know about it in the comment section. And yeah, we can have fun guessing what's next. Because it's really good to see something other than Kislev and some generic Khorne stuff. You know, it's nice to see they've actually got sort of lords and potentially legendary heroes being shown off now, which is very, very cool. So finally getting somewhere with some of the other factions. Still waiting for the 3 other demon factions and Cathay, so it's still quite a long way to go before they revealed everything, but we're getting there, guys, we're getting there. So anyway, I'll leave you guys with that. Comment, like, subscribe. Be sure to go pre-order Warhammer 3 from NexusRGG/Janet, because it really helps the channel out, and it's just a Steam key, so, you know, same price and everything. It's easy for you to do if you want to do that, and helps the channel out immensely, and at no extra cost. Seems fair to me. Seems fair. And if you disagree, then fair enough. Yeah, feel free. It's fine. I won't lose sleep over it. Okay, so guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Take care.